I'm super excited about this video today because I will be showing you my top 3 semiconductor stocks. And let me tell you, I started with about 30, narrowed it down to about 20, and then I'm going to give you the top, and in this video I'm going to give you the top 3. And I'll go a little bit about why I think these 3 are worth looking at, and you can do your own research on the 20 that I'll show you right now. For instance, here are the top 20 stocks right here. You could see them up. These are the top 20 semiconductor stocks that I've narrowed down. And if we look at right here the charts, okay, if we look, this is my list, semiconductor stocks to look at for May 2021. Today is April 20th, 2021. I am looking at these 20 stocks, and I went through all of them one by one, and I found the top 3. So without further ado, I'm going to show you. Let's start with number 3. My number 3 stock is none other than TXN, Texas Instruments. Why do I like Texas Instruments? Well, because we use them a lot. I use a lot of chips from Texas Instruments at Lava Labs. We do quite a lot of stuff with audio with them. They have a huge offering, and I don't see them going anywhere. And they have a very solid team. I know quite a few people personally from Michigan State that are working there, really smart guys, and just a really good experience on the electrical engineering side. And most of all, I don't know if most of all, but one of the biggest reasons why I really like them is because they make money. So this is number 3 stock on my list, and let me show you a little bit about the stock itself. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on the very first indicator that I'd like to share with you. If you're not using it, look into it. It's awesome. I love it. And this is linear regression channels, okay? And before I put them on, let me go ahead and first look and tell you a little bit about what I'm looking for. I'm looking for trends. Like right here, I'm going to measure this trend. So from March of last year to all the way till today, and we're looking at the entire year, more or less, one day at a time. So each candle is one day at a time. And this is 276 candles. You could see that right up here. Then I turn on my regression lines, and I'm going to go ahead and put 276 as to how many candles I want to analyze. And I'll turn off some of these other lines for now so it's a little cleaner. So you could see clearly, so the top and bottom lines, the ones that are dashed green lines, those are actually 2 standard deviations away. And you could see that it basically bounced within these 2 standard deviations, with an exception of right here, right in this region, right here. It really tested that, and it went almost to 2.5 standard deviations below that. And this is where it would have been a really good time to start buying in. However, at this time, we really didn't know if it was going to go up past this previous high. But since it did with this very bullish upward day, after that it kept going up, and right now it's below the median, it's below the middle line, and it's headed towards the bottom here. So what I like about Texas Instruments is that yes, it looks like we're still within the channel, and I am looking for a good entry point. So how do I find a good entry point? This is another one. So I bring on another indicator. Well, first of all, before that indicator, let me search for, let's say, simple moving averages. Okay, and let's look at 50, 100, and 200. Let's bookmark these. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit these just so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Okay, let's say 50. I really don't like this yellow. Let's do like this one, like that. And let's do the same yellow but more orange, like that, so we can clearly see it. And this one, let's do like red. Okay, that's 200. So the darker the color gets, the older the simple moving average is. So you could see that's 200, 150, everything stacked up on each other, just like I love to see. Once these start dipping below, like they did over here, they started dipping below here. Didn't really mean much, but it did go down significantly here. You could see once it started dipping below here, right there, we started to go down. So that was a sign that something is not ideal, but you can't just rely on those. But you could see starting from this point after this downward trend, it basically went back up and everything is exactly like it should be. So the moving averages, it's above the 10-day or 50-day moving average right now. So the averages are stacked just like I like to see them. Okay, let's turn that off. And now I'm looking for a good entry point. How do I enter into Texas Instruments with having a really good probability that it's gonna go up and not down? And the way that I do that, I bring another indicator in. This is one of my favorite indicators. It is SARs, parabolic SARs, parabolic SAR indicator. Okay, so what are these? So these are indicators when you're on the upswing or downswing, and you can see, like, starting from here, when the dots, this is the SARs, they're at the bottom. And I could get a bit more into technicals. It's actually pretty interesting, but just to keep this video short, I'll just talk about, so look at the bottom and the top. When the SARs are on top, we're going down. SARs are at the bottom, we're going up. Right now, if you could see here, the parabolic SARs are on top. So I'm waiting for a reversal. As soon as I see that reversal, just like over here, there was a reversal. Just like over here, there was a reversal. Usually they last more than just one day on this chart, because it's a one-day chart. So right now we're in the downward trend. So I'm going to wait till we hit that trend back up on the SARs going up. And that's when I go ahead and I buy the Texas Instruments stocks. And I'll show you, just give you an idea where I've been buying. I bought right around $138, right in this range. I bought right around right here, and I of course bought somewhere around in this range, and I exited out in this range and in this range. So now I'm looking to get back in, and that's basically number 3. So let's go ahead and look at the next one. So the next one, number 2 on my list, is MicroChip. I really like MicroChip. So we use microchips at Lava Labs all the time. I really enjoy this company. There's so many good people that are working there. They have so many different microchips, different processors that they offer. You can look into it. I can make a whole separate video on this company and how they are in everything. They are in all sorts of devices you never thought they would be, but they're in there, from healthcare to cars, automotive, to mobile, to IoT. They're basically in everything. And the reason why I like this is because engineers like to use microchip. Engineers really like this stock. So right now I'm looking at it. It's still within the channel, within 2 standard deviations. And right now it looks like it's coming down. It's approaching the buy point again. And the only downside about microchip and with Texas Instruments is that they're so close to all-time highs that you got to really put your stop losses, and you got to know exactly where you want to put those stop losses. And like I talked about with Texas Instruments, I usually have stop losses below these channels when clearly we're not making any new highs. Like, for instance, right here, I was a little bit worried, so I sold right up in here, right in this region. I sold. Why did I sell? Well, because, let me make that in this region. This is where I sold. The reason why I sold there is because this high is lower than this high. Right here is lower than here. So we weren't making new highs, but that's okay. So we're going to retest the bottom and go back up. If we create a new high, we're back up. I'm leaving the money in there and we're still going up and up. So that's something to look out for. Let's go ahead and turn on our averages. Averages are looking pretty good. We've got them stacked in the right order. Let's turn them off. Let's turn on the SARs. So SARs, as you could see, things were going up, and then until they didn't, everything started to come down right here, and now we're on the first day of a downtrend. So I'm not buying in right now, where if I didn't know about this a couple of years ago, I would be buying here. I'd be like, wow, you know, this is probably going to go buy. Is this a dip buy? Well, not yet. I don't think you're getting a good price just yet. I mean, tomorrow it might be going back up, but probably not. I would just keep this stock very close to your attention and have it keep moving up as we go into the future. So that's number two. Number one stock that I'd really like to talk about, and stick around till the end because I got a couple bonus ones. I'm really looking for this one, and that is KLA Corporation. KLA Corporation. This one right here. So KLA is involved in the machinery that makes the actual semiconductors. They are not necessarily the semiconductor manufacturers, but they do have systems and all sorts of IP that they sell to companies that do make the chips. And looking at this chart, I can see that this is a pretty exciting one to get into. So let's take a look at the KLA Corporation. Right now, we're right in the middle right here. So I am looking for the SARs are up on top, and I'm looking for them to continue until they reverse, and that's where I'll buy in. That's what I've been doing actually all the way through as it came down here, and then it reversed right in this region. I bought in, and look at that beautiful upward trend. Same idea here. I bought in right about there. At first it went down. I was like, no, but I held on because I had more room to go. I put my stop loss like at $265, which is pretty low. It's like right here. That's where my stop loss. So if it goes down there, we're creating new pattern. If we got a new pattern going on, I'm out, and I'm waiting for that pattern to get established. But for now, things are looking good for KLAC. I think this is a nice little stock to watch out for. I'm not buying it today because it's still going down. Okay, let me extend these to like 350, somewhere around there. Okay, so we went a little bit further. So we could see, let's turn off the simple moving averages for now because this is a 4-hour chart, and I'll turn them back on in a second. What I'm looking at here is once on the 4-hour chart, once we come down here and we start turning the other way, that for me is a really good entry point. So that's really good. And it is a little bit ways away from its all-time high. So I think this company is a really good one. Cool. All right, awesome. So now that we looked at the KLA Corporation, we looked at the top three. To recap, we've got Texas Instruments, MicroChip, and KLA Corporation. Now I'll give you a couple bonus ones that I'm also eyeing like a hawk, and I'm hoping that something happens with these two. And that is MAXIM, okay? So the crazy thing with MAXIM is that it looks like it's about to create a new pattern. That's why I didn't include it in our list, is because you could see right here there's basically a line. Let me drop this line for you. Let me drop this horizontal line. There's basically a resistance right here. There's a resistance right here, and if we can break through that resistance, we can go straight up. So I'm looking at this thing to go over $97. If it goes over $100, I like it to approach slowly and bust through, not like in one scoop. If it goes really fast, it's probably going to fall down really fast too. I want it to barely approach that 97, barely approach that 97, and then blast off through the 97 and just like, you know, that's what I'm looking for. But if we look at the overall picture, it kind of looks like say for instance, we take off the linear regression lines. This basically looks like it's hit a new plateau, and it could be a head and shoulders, it could be headed down situation. So this one is something to look out for. Next bonus one, they're actually a two for one, is AVGO, which is Broadcom. Let me show you AVGO. This is AVGO. AVGO, same idea. It looks like it hit a plateau, and it might be a new pattern. And this new pattern might be just up and down, which is great too. It doesn't always have to be going up. You can buy at the bottom, sell on top. You can do some shorting too, but I don't recommend that. That's infinite potential of loss. So with this one, I'm also looking for the thing right now to establish this new trend. And this new trend would be within here. Let me show you. So the new trend would be something like within here. So I would buy when it's below that and go up when it's above that. So I'm looking at this one very seriously. The only thing is that it's definitely, there's two potential scenarios. If it goes up and stays within this channel and then we go above 489, that's also a buy for me. That's also a really good one. If not, we go up and down, it's just going to take longer. So I'm thinking throughout the summer, I'll be looking at Broadcom. And same exact thing with Qualcomm. Now, Qualcomm is in freaking everything. Qualcomm licenses the technologies to everything IoT, everything that has to do with Internet of Things, everything that has to do with these really expensive chips that are like system on chip design, which is in vehicles, it's in IoT devices, it's in 5G stuff. Qualcomm basically has everything in there. So Qualcomm right here, we're looking at a day chart, 1 year day chart. So everything is priced in more or less, but we're still within the channel. We're still looking all the way back to November. And it looks like we're still within 2 standard deviations away. So Qualcomm is actually not a terrible stock to look into because it looks like we're kind of at the bottom. And one thing I know for sure is that Qualcomm is in everything. Qualcomm is it's inside of IoT devices, it's inside of your Apple devices. As far as licensing, it's inside of your Android devices, your vehicles, your airplanes. Basically anything and everything that's got 5G, 4G, anything like that, it's in there. Now, we can talk about the bugs that they have in their system, and that's a whole other video, and I'll probably put that on my other channel. But for now, I want to say this is the one that I'll be looking out for as a great potential investment because I don't see these guys going anywhere. This is one of my strongest convictions, and I've been buying into this stock for 5, 6, more than that, like 10 years, probably, yeah, somewhere around 10 years. So Qualcomm is that I'm always looking at it, regardless of what's happening. So right now could be a potential buying opportunity. Yeah, but it looks like it's about to head downwards. The reason why I didn't buy it yet is because even though the SARs are pointing that it should be going up, it looks like it's weakness that's about to reverse. And if it does reverse, I want to see where it goes. I want to see what pattern it creates. However, I did buy in a little bit right here, and it went up to over there, and now I'm basically going to sell for a very small profit. I might hold on one more day, depends, and then have no profit and then just tag out right there. But at the end of the day, as long as we stay within this channel, I am very confident that things are all right. The 50 moving average or the 100 moving average crossed over right here. And actually, you could see that sooner on a 20 moving average. As soon as it crossed over, I can tell that something is about to happen. And it started going down, although it's still above the SARs right in here. It is below the 100 moving average. So to me, that kind of spells a little bit of trouble. So I'm going to sit this one out. Right now I'm in, not a lot, not a big position. And we'll see if it kind of works its way up. But do you see how much better it is to be buying down here than it is to be buying up there? And a lot of people just buy up there. Majority of people just buy up there because it's like, whoa, the stock is going up. And I used to do that, so there's no shame in that game. Okay. That's all I got for you for today. If you like this video, please subscribe, hit me a like, send me a like, Conor McGregor the like, something cool to the like. I really appreciate it, and I'm going to put out some more videos specifically kind of like this. Let me know if you like this. Let me know what you like about this video. If there are specific things you want me to talk about, comment down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time, and I hope you learned something. Have a good one. Bye-bye.